Okay. Now after this, I can just just uh, discuss a topic called functions. As you know, it is reusable code. It takes parameter, not always. If I'm writing here, it takes parameter. It doesn't mean that it always takes parameter, right? It may take parameter. It may or may not return values. So how to create function in Python? Very easy. To create function in Python, you'll have to use a reservoir def. Then you can write any function name. Let me write any like mult, and I'm giving two parameters, x and y. Then the colon just to create a block, and here I'm writing return x multiply y, right? Just compile it and call it, right? Now call it print mult 10 comma 20. These are the two parameters which I am trying to give to this mult function, and just run it. You see, so this is very easy way to create function in Python. You'll have to apply your logic. The syntax will be like this only. You can give some parameter or you may not. Depends upon your logic, what logic you're trying to apply. Depends upon your algorithm, which algorithm you are trying to implement. But the syntax is like this only. Any point till this point?
No, sir.
No point?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let me discuss one thing, that is file handling. This is the very important topic to discuss before entering to the machine learning, right? And then I'll discuss NumPy also. No worries. File handling in Python. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm creating some file first before going in detail, right? So let me create a file. So here I'm writing Amit Kumar, Jahid M, Priya Chandra, Preeti B, Gopaya Chinta, Bharat B, right? Let let me create some more names, right? Uh, okay. So Syed Basa. This simply name, I don't know what the actual spelling. So if I'm writing some wrong spelling, don't take it. Okay. Uh, Karthik Kumar, Ram Saran, Saurya, Saurya D, Soumya D. Fine. Now, what I'm doing, I'm saving this file to desktop. With a name is students.txt, right? I set it. Okay, I set it. Fine. Now, what I supposed to do? First of all, I need to, you see, into this pan. How I opened? You see, here there's a folder type of structure. Just click it here. You'll get this pan. Onto this pan, you can upload a file to this Google Colab. You can drag and drop, you can give path, or you can upload, right? So by default directory to this pan is content directory. So I'm uploading the file to this content directory. How to upload? Right click on upload to desktop. So you need to go to the desktop, and the file name is students, right? Student.txt. You open it. Okay. Now you see, file is uploaded here. Yeah. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if file is uploaded, you can just create a reference variable like if, and there is a method called open, and you can give the file name. What is the file name? That is students.txt. Okay. So you can give the file name students.txt without giving any path, because I have uploaded the file in the default directory. If you are changing the directory, then you'll have to, of course, you'll have to give the name of the, you'll have to specify path, right? So now we have not changed the directory, so no issues. I can give the file name directly. So when I'm just executing it, yeah, it's fine. So all the data of the student.txt I got in the reference variable if. Fine. So now I can do one thing. I can create a variable like names, and I can there is a method read. So reference variable is if, so I can write if dot read, right? So all the data from this reference variable is going to be, you see all the data it's going to read, and it's going to put in names. Fine. And you can just print names. I told you, if there is only one, no need to write print. You see, you'll got all the names from the print. Fine. Or you can write like this. If you are printing, if you are just writing names, it will print. It is going to give you data like this. But if you want to print in format, you'll have to use print method. When you are, yeah, this is the data is stored in the file, and you have taken from hard disk to file, and finally to the Google Colab, and finally to one variable names. There is many methods to this end. Like if you can write print f dot read, you see what is going to happen. At this time, I'm not trying to store in any of the variable. Directly, I'm trying to read. Wait a minute. I'll tell you one more thing. Yeah, you see, the read and read line is not working right now. Why? Because when I just read this file, now the control is at the end of at the end of the file. So from there it is not possible. From there it is not possible to read the file. So what I'm doing, I'm just opening this file once again, or and then And then after opening this file, I'm trying to do the read line. Now you see the first name Amit Kumar came. Now you want two names. Now you see the control is at the second. So when you're writing print f dot read line, it will print you the second line. You see, second and third. Now when you're trying to put all, print all, so the base print f dot read, it's going to print all. So the method, you see, after this Priyachanda, there is Preeti, Gopaya, all name came here. So the way to just sift this all, the way to sift this all is there is a method called sick method. There is a method called you see tell method. Now, if I'm trying to know what is the control position, so I can do one thing. I can write fo.tell. If I'm writing print f dot tell, now you see, so it is at the 131st character. It is reading character by character. Means if this is your file which we stored, so it is first character, second character, third character, fourth character, fifth character, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10. So now the control is at 131 character. Fine. Now if you want to send the control back to the beginning of file, so the method is seek. Fine. So I can ask that f dot seek 0 comma 0. Now you see it will go to the 0th position. And again, when you're going to print this all record, so you can write f dot read. You see, you got all records because earlier it was at the 131, but you sent forcefully the control at the beginning of the file, and from there you are trying to read. From there you're trying to read. Again, if you want to know the position, so you can do one thing. Again, you can write print f dot seek, not tell. Tell is going to tell you the position, right? So you'll able to know what is the control position right now. Again, it is 131, and you see if you're trying to read now, it is not going to give you any output. If I'm trying to print and I want to read all the whole file, you see you are at the end of the file, right? So what to do? Once again, you'll have to send somewhere, and then again you can start. Am I clear till this point?
Sir.
No problem.
Sir.
If you're having any problem, kindly let me know. No? Class, no?
No, sir.
Oh, why
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking class? This is not a class, FDP, right? Okay. So audience, there is no question? Okay. So let me discuss. Let me start another topic. That is correlated only. There is no different topic. So that is modules in Python. Right. You see, uh, okay. Anyone from your side uh, can say something about these modules? It's not a new term, I guess. You might have heard many a time. Anyone? basically reusable code which can be used as black box. You see, I told you that function is also a reusable code, right? And here also I am saying module is a reusable code which can be used as a black box. So there is nothing new in modules. Basically, module. If you remember the package in Java, right? What we are doing in the package, we are just collecting some classes and function in a separate folder, and as and when required, we are calling and we are executing it, right? So similar type of functions or classes, we are just making one file, and we are importing it and we are using it. In C also, the header file. Do you remember header file that has included studio.h or conio.h or man.h or all header files? Fine. So what is header file? Header file is nothing. It is collection of functions, right? As and when required, we are just including it and we are calling the function. In Java package, we are just importing it, and the classes and function we are using it. Like in Python, the module is the same. This is reusable code which can be used as a black box. You see, there is some inbuilt modules are available in Python. There is some inbuilt modules available in Python. So let me. There is some inbuilt modules in Python, right? Like there is math, there is OS, there is date time. I'm writing in capital, but it's actually not in capital. These are all the small, right? Random, and many more, right? So if the module is inbuilt, there is no problem. You're not, yeah. So how to get it? Like in Java, how we got it? We used to use the keyword import and then the module name, right? So for example, math, I'm trying to import math. This is inbuilt module of the Python. Import it. Now, if you want to know how many methods are available in this module, so if I'm not wrong, you need to do like this. Yes, you'll have to write dir, and in the parenthesis you'll have to give the parameter of the name of the module. You'll get all the methods available in this module. Because many a time I'm getting questioned that how to know that how many functions are available in each module. So this is the way through which you will know how many modules, how many functions or attribute, not only function, how many functions or attributes are available in a module, right? So, and if it is available, how to use it? Very easy. At the name of the module, math, and you see there is a function sqrt here. Here, can you see sqrt? So math dot sqrt, and write any value like 3545, right? No need to write print because this one liner. You'll get the square root of this value. Yes. If you want to know the value of cos 45 or math dot sin 55 something, yeah. So you see, you'll get it. Same as that we have used in Java. So there's a number of methods, right? So you can just try it by yourself. Like there is selling function, And selling, there is floor function also, 47 dot 3546, right? Or floor function also. Let me copy it. Why to try too much? There is floor function, and yeah, fine. No need to write function for factorial. Yeah, you can use directly the factorial of 5. This function is available in math module. You'll get it. Okay. Now I can import. I'm importing OS, and I want to know what is the type of this OS onto which this collab is working, right? So I'm trying to, yeah, I told you that you can just write dir OS and you'll get all the attributes and method of this OS. You see? So there is one, that name, where it is, name, NNNU. Okay. But actually, there is one attribute we are calling it. This is not function, this attribute. So we can write print OS dot name. You'll get the name of the OS which this collab is using, not your operating system. When you are using you see your Jupyter notebook or some other IDE, it is going to give you the OS of your local machine. But this will give you the OS that collab is using, right? So you see, the collab is using OS that is called POSIX. It's similar to that of Linux. Am I clear? Am I clear? I told you, I told you that the default directory to this, you see, the dictionary is content here, right? Onto which we are working. So you can get it. That what is the directory? So as it is Linux, so you can use all the Linux command here. Current working directory, get current working directory, will get the current working directory. And you see the content is the current working directory. You can change directory, you can make directory, whatever you wish to do, you can do it. There is no issues at all, right? Okay. So let me import date time. Now again same dir, you know what to write, date time. You'll get all attributes and methods inside this, you see, module. And now I want to know the date and time of now. So I can use date time dot date time. There is submodule of date time dot now. You see, today is 1st April 2023 and time is 6 hour 11 minutes 48 second, and this is the millisecond, right? But the point is, actually the time is not 6 hour 11 second, but it is saying it's 6 hour 11 minutes, right? Why it is saying like this? Because this, I told you, we are not using our local machine to run this Python code. We are using Google Colab. So this is the not the Indian Standard Time, right? So to make it the compatible, like the Indian time, we'll have to add 5 hours 30 minutes. So when you're going to add 5 bar 30 minutes, so it will be 11 hours 42, right? 11:42. So can you can check your time right now. It is around 11:42. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, if I want to save this written time to one identifier that is current, yeah, and I'm writing this, I'm just okay, and then yeah, let me run it. Yeah, I save this value to one identifier, one variable called current. So I can just now take different values like current dot year. You see, after year, I'm not giving parenthesis, meaning this is attribute, right? So print current dot month, print current dot day, right? Print current dot hour, print current dot minutes, minute, not minutes. Fine. Now you see, you just bifurcated all values. Like year is 2023, month is 4, day is 1, hour is 6, minute is 13. What if I'm going to add here 5 and I'm going to add here 30? See, 11 hours 43 seconds as per the Indian Standard Time. So this is one of the important module to understand, because you see when you'll get the data set or you'll get the data from database, you can just bifurcate the date and time column into different features like year, month, day, minute, second, millisecond, whatsoever. Am I clear till this point?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, one of the very important module which we are going to use too much in the ML, that is called random, right? This is also inbuilt module, that is import random, right? Now you know how to know the attributes and methods in the module, right? We are using for the fourth or fifth time, right? You have to write random. And you'll get all. Fine. You'll get all attributes and method of this random. Fine. Now, why this is too much important? Because you see, while handling the data set, we need some sample, random sample. We need to generate some random data. We need to pick something randomly. So at that time, this random is going to be used too much. That's why this is very one of the important module to discuss before entering to the ML concept, right? So uh, the first function of the random module, right? It's called random only. So random module and the method is random. You see. So the random method of the random module is going to generate any random value between 0 to 1. Run it 10 times, it will give you 10 different value. Run it 10 times, it's going to give you 10 different values, but all values should be between 0 to 1 only. Correct. Where we are going to use it, we'll discuss. No worries. In ML. Fine. So this is the random method of the random module. Fine. Now, if you want some random integer between range, fine. So in that case, we can use random dot randint. And you'll have to give the range like 1 to 100. And you'll get every time a random integer between this range 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Like, like the case of your dice, right? When you're just playing online or Ludo with your, you see, app. So it's going to generate one value between 1 to 6 every time whenever rolling your dice, right? So this is random dot red int. Fine. Now, if you want to give some range meaning, give me a moment. Yeah. Range meaning you want to create random dot rand rand range. I'm trying to give take any random value between 105.0 to 210.0 and in a multiple of 5, in a multiple of 5. So it is going to give you random value between 105 to 210, but it should be in a difference of 5, in a multiple of 5, like 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, 135 till 210, right? You see, it is going to create the random value in a range, and the third parameter is in what multiple you want, right? Okay. Next, random dot. There's a method called choice. Random dot choice. Here, you can give some list, like I'm giving value of a list 15, 25, 37, 64, 86, and then 108. Fine. So I want a random value within this list. Like there is a student of there is a batch of 60 students, and I want one student. I want to select one student. So if I am just asking someone to go and someone to come, so there may be some bias, right? So, but if I am using a list of all names and I'm using random dot choice and whatsoever value is coming, I'm asking, please you come with me. So there is no biasness because I have not taken decision. This has been taken by, you see, this random dot choice. Fine. So it is going to give me one random value between this list. Yeah. Yeah. You see, 15, the first one, 37, third, 64, fourth, 25, second, right? So this is random dot choice, right? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is some of the inbuilt module in Python. Now let me discuss something about the third party module. Third party module in Python, which we need for sure for ML, right? Third party module. So what is the meaning of third party module? It is again a reusable code shared by community doing a specific job, doing a specific job, right? Okay. These are not this is not the inbuilt modules. These are third party modules. That is again a reusable code, but not developed by the Python developers. Rather, it has been developed and shared by the community who is working on for some specific purpose, right? So I'm just going to discuss you a third party module today that is called Y Finance. Let me show you Yahoo Finance site. See, this is Yahoo Finance site. So from this site, you can see there is some of stock is, you see. I don't know all the name of these companies. So this is the price of crude oil, Russell, I don't know, Nascute. So there is many companies, and you can see the prices of all these companies here. You see here, last price, change price, right? So from here we are trying to get data, but you can't get data directly from here. For that you need a third-party module called Y Finance. Fine. So to use Y Finance, to use third-party module, you need to install first the third-party module, and then you can just import it, and finally you can take the data. Fine. So to install, as we discussed earlier, that this Google Colab is using POSIX operating system, right? So POSIX operating system means it's like Linux. So you can use all the Linux command. So there is a Linux command called pip install, right? So if you want to install, if you want to run it, the Linux command directly, you'll have to use exclamation sign. So you'll have to write pip install and then the name of the third party module, that is Y Finance. Y Finance. All right. So when you're trying to install it, it is going to install on this Colab, not your local machine. And you see, uh, I don't know whether it is installed or not. Normally, it used to give successfully installed something like that, right? So let me see whether it installed or not. Import Y Finance. Yeah, it installed. It installed, right? And likewise, you can see how many, you see, attribute and methods are available. So there is many, right? So now I am just using a module which I have not discussed you, but it is too much required to just get data from Y Finance. So again, I'm importing. Already, I have import Y Finance, and I'm importing import pandas. You see, I have not discussed you this panda, it is panel data, but it is required to get data from Y Finance. That's why I'm importing it. But don't worry, I'll discuss you, and I'll give the hands-on also on the pandas and all. Fine. So I'm importing this too. Okay. And now I'm trying to get data from Y Finance site, right? So I'm using a variable called start, and onto which I'm just writing the start date. So start date, what I can do, that today is what, today is Saturday. Okay. So this Monday, This week Monday. What was the date this week Monday? This week Monday was 27. Okay. So I'm writing start date is 2023. Month was 3 and date was what I told. That is 27. Okay. So date was 27. And the end date 2023, month is 3 only, and yesterday was 31st, right? Or let me take today, right? So today is 4th now, 4th and 1. So this is the end date, fine. Now I am writing here TCS price, and through Y Finance, the, uh, the module Y Finance, right? Y Finance, Y Finance. There is a, sorry, dot download. Download is a method of Y Finance. What I need to download? I need to download the TCS prices. So you can download with a ticker, and you can, you see, you can, you must know the ticker, or you can search it on the Google. So you can get the value of TCS price through ticker. So the ticker for the TCS is tcs.ns. You can Google it. Any company ticker, you can Google it, you will find it. No worries. Fine. For the TCS, it is tcs.ns. And then you want to get the value from start date to end date. What is the start date? Start date is 27th March and end date is 1st April. Likewise, I want to know the price of Infosys. Again, I need to do same. By finance parameter, sorry, dot download parameter. You need to give ticker. I told you, you need to get it. You need to Google it. And from where to where? From start to end, right? So after running this code, you will get all the prices of TCS and Infosys during this day. Download. Okay, the spelling is not correct. You see, it downloaded. It downloaded the price of TCS between 27th March to 1st April, and Infosys between the 27th March and 1st April. Fine. So after downloading, it's saved to TCS price and Infi price. Now, why I install this pandas? You see, every value must need a appropriate container to hold it, right? You can't hold water in, you see, plate. You must need a glass or some tumbler to hold water. Like that, the data which is downloaded, you can't store in some, you see, string in float, right? So we need some proper appropriate container. So I told you that we are going to discuss pandas, but actually I'm using right now, because we can store this data only to this pandas data frame, and this is TCS and Infi. What we got is a data frame only, right? So now you can print it. So I'm just trying to know the TCS price. You see, you'll get a data in a beautiful data frame that is 2D structure like Excel, and that's why I imported pandas. If I'm not going to import panda, you can't get this value, right? There's an appropriate container to get this data. Now you can see this is 2D in-memory transit structure. We are calling it as pandas, onto which you got the data. For the TCS on 27th March, this is the opening price, this is the high price, this is the low price, this is the closing, this is the adjusted value, and this is the volume. It worked, right? Fine. If you want to know entry price, again you'll get a, I think it's Y, not I. Is it entry price? Yeah. Now you see, you got this value, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And one of the important topic which we are supposed to discuss today, that is exception handling. You see, there is two types of things available. It's possible while coding. Like you may get some error, that is syntactical error, or some network failure error, hardware error, whatsoever. But sometimes it may happen that you have your logic is not correct. Syntactically, everything is correct. There's no problem at all. But your logic is not correct, and you're not knowing even what is going to happen. And when you are trying with some use cases or some test cases, you are getting some unexpected, like you see, runtime errors that we are calling it as exception, and it need to be handled. I used to tell exception it's basically arises due to loose writing of the programmer. This is a problem at the programmer side. To me, exception is nothing. It's a problem at the programmer side. Programmer has not, taken all the scenario and conditions while doing the coding. This is my understanding about the exception. So let me discuss about the exception, how it arises, and how we are going to handle it. There is nothing new in this exception handling. If you're knowing Java, it's same as Java. Yeah, but there is syntax difference is bit there. So I'm going to discuss that the difference. So here I'm writing salary and I'm giving the value 10,000, right? And days at attended. Let me give 28. Then days in month. I have given means it's not actually correct, but it's given 0 here. So pay I want to calculate, it will be round off. I'm rounding the value salary multiplied days attended divided days in month, right? And now I'm trying to print the day. Fine. So here right now I'm giving, let us say 30, not 0. And now I'm calculating the salary. It's okay. There is no problem at all, right? But what if it's 0? And you see, you'll get an exception, not error. Why? Because you're trying to divide by 0, and it is creating a problem, and it is saying there is division by 0. Fine. So this is basically not a syntactical error. This is some logical error, and programmer need to handle it. Programmer need to handle it. First of all, there should not be hard-bounded code, right? This is hard-bounded code. So let me just convert it, or rather leave it. I'm just copying and creating another code so that when I'm going to share this code with you, you will understand what is the meaning of this line. Okay. So here I'm writing input enter the employee salary, then input, enter number of days attended, enter input, input number of days in the month. Why? Because all month has not all the same days, right? So there is a problem. What is the problem? I told you input is going to return the value in a string. So you need to again convert to integer, right? Otherwise, again there will be a problem. So let me typecast it, and then yeah, this also need to be typecast, right? And then okay. Now when I'm trying to run it, it is asking me, it is asking me salary. So I'm writing 10,000. Then number of days, 28 days he attended, and the number of month in March is 31st. So it's this is the salary, fine. But next time when I'm going to run it by mistake, if I'm writing, let us say 20,000, and number of days attended is 29, and by mistake, if I'm going to give 0, then it's again going to create a trouble. That is the problem. It is generating exception. Yeah. So exception need to be handled within the program only, because this type of message user is not going to understand, right? As a programmer, you can understand what is happening here, right? But user can't understand. So you need to handle this case during coding it, right? So what we can do, all these suspicious lines which you are which you are thinking that this may generate error, you are supposed to write within try block, right? There's a block try, and I guess this is not a new term to you. You must have discussed this, learned this point in while handling Java. So this, what we did, we put in try block, and whatever the try is throwing exception, it's going to be like in Java there was catch, but here there is a block, we are calling it except exception as e, except exception as e, right? And then in the indent you'll have to write print an exception occurred, and what exception occurred you can print e, right? So print e, fine. So let me run it. Now you see, this time I'm writing 10,000 or whatsoever. That is 30 days, and number of days is 0. So you're not getting such, you see, very clunky type of statement. You're getting an exception occurred division by 0. Fine. Now the user can understand there is some problem that he has given the number of days in the month is 0, right? So exception handling, as I told you earlier, this is basically a loose writing of the programmer. And while writing code, a programmer has to think that what are the different test cases and what type of input it can take and what different possibilities it can encounter, right? So this is okay. Okay. A try can have like in the Java, a try can have more catches. A try can have minimum one, or it can have more catches. Likewise, in Python, a try can have various catches. Sorry, various except. Fine. A try can have various except. So what I'm doing, again, I'm copying this code from here. Okay. And now this time what I'm doing, I'm not making a general exception, right? So I am just making this specific, that is zero, zero division error as E, then except, sorry, except value error as E, value error 20, and then except the general one, exception as E, print, and exception occurred, and then print. Right. So here we need to make some statement like the division by 0 is not possible, right? And now we can run it. Now you see here in salary, it needs integer, but what if I'm going to give 4,000 only? Again, it is going to create an error, right? Okay. If I'm going to, you see, uh, value error, yeah. So it is number format exception. Now attended is 29, and this time I'm trying to get, okay, 0. Now you see it's a pinpointed division by 0 is not possible, right? So likewise you can just create, while coding you'll have to think that which are the lines which is suspicious and which may generate some exception at the runtime. You'll have to make within try, and you can handle the exception with except, right? uh, there is one there is one uh, block in this try catch. We are calling it as finally. You remember in Java also there is try, catch, there is many catches, and there is finally, right? Likewise here also there is try, catch, and finally. Now what is the meaning of finally? Finally means that the whatever statement you are going to write in finally, meaning here there is try, and then there is very various excepts, like this is except one, then this is except two, right? Make it like this. This is except, this is except, and finally there is one block we're calling it as finally. Yeah, finally. Okay. What is going to happen if there is some exception? It will be handled through one of the except, right? And then it will come out. But sometimes we need a finally block also. In what situation and what scenario we need finally? Let me explain first what is finally. Whatever statement you're writing in finally, it is going to be executed for sure. It will be executed for sure, right? So if there is some exception, it will be handled through some of the except. But at the end, this finally statement will run. So in which situation we are going to use it? Let us try to assume a situation that we have seen before this. There is file handling, right? So while handling file, you open a file. After opening a file, you got some exception. So exception is going to it will be handled through except and it will come out. But after coming out, your file is not closed, right? Your file is not closed. So at that time, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to write if dot close here, if dot close here. Then what will happen? Even if there is uh, some exception occurred, file is open, this exception occurred, it came out of this block, but before coming, it will close your file, right? So this is try, except, and finally. This is try, except, and finally. This is basically your try, except, and finally. Am I clear till this point? Or
Sir.
you're finding,
Yes, sir.
or you're finding any difficulty?
Sir.
Okay. Okay. So now, point to which we are trying to enter is numpy. Fine. Arrays and matrices using numpy. I told you that list is a heterogeneous collection. You can't use list for any for the array purpose. To do some you see numerical computation, we need array or homogeneous collection, and that you can use with the help of numpy. Fine. This is not you see a part of Python, so we need to import it. We need to import it, right? So I need to import numpy, and while importing, what we are doing, we are just giving an alias, uh, some some name. So normally we are using NP. It doesn't mean that this is something very. This is a rule. No, you can give anything like N1, N2, N3, whatsoever you wish. Fine. But in short, we are we are writing NP. So whenever we need in numpy, we are not supposed to write numpy everywhere. We will write NP. So we are importing numpy as NP. Fine. So to use arrays in Python, we need numpy. Arrays, not only arrays, arrays and matrices. Fine. So do you remember like the list? How to create numpy? So array, I'm going to give you the basics of numpy. So I'm just creating some of the list like 6, 11, 7, 34. Another list is L2. It is double dimension, right? 1, 2, 3, 10, 4, 5, 6, 10, 7, 8, 9. This is 3 cross 3 3 cross 3 list, right? And now I'm trying to print L1 and I'm trying to print L2, right? So you see, this is list, not array, right? This is list. Fine. Now when I'm trying to get this value 6, when I'm trying to get this value 6. So 6 is the first row and second column, right? This is ordered collection. So I can write like L2 first row and the second column, you'll get the value 6, right? Right? I think it's clear. This is not a new thing to understand. Is it? Class, is
Yes,
it?
sir.
Okay. Now, when you're trying to create array, so you can do one thing. There is a method of NumPy called array. Fine. So you can create an identifier A1 is equal to, we have given alias to NumPy NP, and there is a method called array, and you're supposed to pass the, I can suppose anything, like I'm passing this list L1. Fine. Okay, just one thing before this. When I'm trying to print the type of L1, you see, L1, or when I'm trying to print the type of L2, when I'm trying to print the type of L2, you see, the both type is list only. Fine. But when I'm just calling method array of NumPy, and when I'm passing list n1, it is going to convert to array, and after converting array, I'm storing it at A1. Fine. So after that, yeah. So I'm just trying to create an array out of list. Fine. So we got array. Now we need to print A1. We need to print A1. This is array. Now there is a point. Yeah, it looks same 6, 11, 7, 34 here while you're printing, and you see when you're printing 6, 11, 7, 34. But actually this L1 is list, not array, and this A2 is array, not list. You see, print type of A1, print type of A1, and you'll get type of A1. It says it is NumPy n dimension array, ND array, n dimension array. Am I clear? Now the same thing we can do. A2 is equal to np dot array L2, right? And now we can print L2, sorry, A2, or even I can print the uh, type of A2. You see, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Now you can create a array with a method called arrange, not arrange. Like I'm creating ID, student ID equals np dot arrange, lp dot arrange. I want to create range of student ID starting from 2301 to 2360, or let me 2320, right? And now I'm trying to print ID. You see, so this is another way to create array, that is called a range. But while creating a range, you'll have to remember one thing, that will start from 2301 for sure, but it is not going to take the last value. It will go up to 19, not 20. So if you want 20, you must give it the range. You must give it plus one, like 21. Now it will create the ID till 20. So this is very important to understand. And now you can know the shape of this ID. So there is attribute called shape shape. Now when you are trying to know the shape, it will show you what is the number of elements. You see, there is 20 elements in this array. In Java, there is function called length, right? Array name dot length. It's going to return you the number of elements. And here there is a attribute called save. You can see there is nothing. You'll have to just write the number of element only. There is no attribute. Nothing is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now there's many functions to NP. Like I want to create an array B1 and I want to create all means all the value I want to make like 20 elements and all values should be 5. So there is a method called full np dot full and there's two parameters. What will be the number of element and with what value you are trying to make this. Like I'm trying to make it with 5. Fine. So make it, run it. And after running, you can print. Print, what is that? B1, na? B1. Yes. You see, you'll get all the elements, all 20 elements, B. Fine. So you can create array with full method also. You can create double dimension array with full, like B2 equals np dot full. The parameter is 5 comma 8 and I want to full the value. Wait a minute. Whatever. Yeah. I want to full the value with let us suppose 3. Now print it. B2. Right? Yes. No problem.
No, sir.
Sir.
So yes. So I think this is the end of today's session. Yeah, I was trying to start pandas, but no issues. Again, we'll have to come for the hands-on session maybe tomorrow. At that time, I'll give you the hands-on on pandas and some ML models. So no worries. And uh, yeah, so thanks for joining us. And yeah, as I told you that we'll take the question if there is any. What is that?